Footballers have gone too far. First, they wanted to protest against racism, then they wanted to protest against homophobia, and now they want to wear clothes. And I am so fucking here for it. The world of football and the world of fashion are closer and more exciting than they have ever been before. Players are getting magazine shoots, brand deals, they're posting their fits on Instagram. There is so much happening, but I do wonder if it's starting to go a bit too far, if the situation might be getting out of hand, and if someone might need to call the police. The football fashion police. The idea is simple. We will look at footballers wearing clothes and we will comment on them because it is our God-given right to do so. The internet has bestowed this power upon us, and we will lay down the law and give a verdict to every fit that we see. A few ground rules. Firstly, this will mainly focus on brand deals, sponsorships, magazine interviews, and it will also include any photos that footballers post on Instagram. You know, I think it's pretty clear to tell when someone's posting their outfit on Instagram. You know, everyone fucking knows. We will not be judging footballers modelling their team's kits because it's just far too fucking complicated. Secondly, and most importantly of all, this is fun. We're not here to upset people or insult them. We're here to get under the hood of why footballers wear what they wear. And without further ado, let's start off with the biggest football fashion moment of recent memory. Heung-Min for Calvin Klein. Fuck me. Internet breaking. The man was born to be a Calvin Klein model. I mean, God, when this dropped, everything, the whole world appeared to sort of just pause. And I don't know if that's just because it's a man in boxers. Oh, it's just like, you know, what was the fucking direction? Imagine being on the set. What, you know, the intimacy they got out of him, the vibes, and this fucking, like, you know, relaxed little face he has, like, that's a terrible interpretation of it, but exceptional, fan-fucking-tastic. The fits themselves, I think, you know, there's only so far you can go with a man in boxers, alright? It is one item of clothing. I think a lot of it is coming from the kind of the vibe that they create. The set that they have going along here, it really adds to it, adds a lot more depth to the shoot than there would just be. It's just like the neutral tones that they're going for, contrasted with the very kind of block colour design of Calvin Klein boxers that really does things to me. I like some of the jackets that they paired him with. I'm not really that fussed about Calvin Klein's denim range. It's never really appealed to me, but it kind of matches his energy. I feel like it's a very good pairing. The main thing, though, of course, is that this is just so fucking sick and twisted. You know, there's a lot of horny going on. This is definitely one of my favourite Calvin Klein shoots, though, in a long time, because it feels like for the last decade, they've just had a lot of this sort of like brashness to what they do. Do you remember that Justin Bieber shoot? Like, that was awful, you know, because it was just so overwhelming, and it wasn't in a nice way. It was just very sharp, not very soft and welcoming, and you felt very, you know, obnoxious in many ways. Then there was Shawn Mendes a few years ago with a similar sort of thing, which was, you know, it kind of had the same sort of, like, you know, warm neutral tones that they're going for here. But it was just so, like, once again, obnoxious. I remember just seeing it once and just thinking, oh, God, like, I know you want me to be turned on by this, but, like, I'm not. This does turn me on, though. This is really good. And, you know, the comments that I've read in response to this on Instagram, on the internet, on Tumblr, filth. Horrendous. Avert your eyes. And as a result, there's only one verdict we can give for this, and that is jail. Horny jail for all of you. And me. Okay, next up we have Leah Williamson for Club 71, fresh off the Euros victories. It's very exciting that at long last we're getting some women in these sorts of photo shoots, and that we're getting female football players getting to enjoy the same kind of sort of fashion exposure, fashion kind of level that male football players have been at for some time now. So this is all positive. This was a neat little shoot. I feel like it wasn't too revealing, but at the same time, Club 71 are a small publication. They don't have thousands of pounds to spend on camera hire and, you know, venue hire and that kind of shit. So to get all this out of it is really good. In terms of the fits, I like the grey pantsuit. I wish they tapered it in a bit more. I know that baggy is really nice for these sort of things, and especially when you're walking, when you see someone walking like with one of those on, it's just fucking dramatic, but it kind of feels like they need to cinch it in a little bit and just take it back a little bit. The colour is really hers, though. Like, she loves that. But let's not fucking kid ourselves that it isn't this oversized polo that is just fucking gorgeous. I love the fact they got Arsenal colours in there in what is actually kind of a surprisingly subtle way. Even though it's, you know, quite a bold pattern, it doesn't shout at you. It's a really nice piece. And the jewellery as well. Oh, such great job with the styling. Leah's hair as well. Miss Thing, that's, I'd kill for that. I mean, it's unbelievable. You just see a lot of pride and calm confidence in this shoot. She knows that she was part of the team that brought a trophy home for an England national team. And she doesn't have to say any more. This longer one as well, where you can see the loafers and then the black trousers they put with it as well. It's a really cool way to style quite a casual piece of clothing. I just love how big it is. It looks really cozy and comfortable, but very smart as well. I'd wear the shit out of that. Verdict for this one, it's gonna be a yes from me. I'm gonna shoot myself. Okay, next up, we've got Thilo Kehrer of the German national team and West Ham. He's not on the board just yet, but soon. This is during the international breaks when he's with the German national team, and my man is layered. My man has every layer covered. He is like, there's a lot. When I first saw this, I just thought, wow, you know, I know that it's September. I know that we're getting into autumn, but it's still warm. I mean, are you sweaty, my friend? Or is it just really cold where you are? I just don't imagine that Germany's that cold this time of year. What I like about this outfit, though, is that, yes, it is layered. But the more you look at it, the more you realise actually there's a lot of coordination, a lot of clever things going on here. That kind of grey waffle knit shirt is something I really have a soft spot for. I'm actually going to... Hang on a minute. This is the good thing about my new setup. I can just reach into my wardrobe whenever I need. ASMR, clothes hangers on a clothing rail. That's going to sound fucking horrendous. Here we go, though. This sort of shirt. This is a good fucking shirt. The leather bomber jacket, I like. It's quite kind of puffy. I always prefer them, I think, when they're a bit tighter on the body. But does it look like he cares? No. And kind of going back to what I was saying before, what I like about this outfit is that the more you look at it, the more it does make a lot of sense. The cap, the casual trousers, the shoes, you know, it's a very kind of put together but casual, comfy looking outfit. And it screams autumn. From every fucking corner. The jacket is the one bit that I think throws it for me. I just don't really like it as much. And looking at those shoes, I am slightly suspicious that they're those sort of like... What are they? I've seen them around. They're like loafers, but they're made out of like slipper material. And I just don't... It just doesn't work for me. Because I just know that they cost like 500-600 quid. For shoes that if you get one drop of water on, it will never come out ever again. They'll be moist for the rest of fucking time. Other than that, go off, you know. Verdict, Christian Girl Autumn. Next up, it's Romelu Lukaku for Vogue Italia. My man's on a Vogue cover. He's doing well. That's the post-Chelsea lifestyle. That's what happens when you break free. And look at him. Doesn't he know it that he's out of there? Like, not that I agree with how he behaved last season with that interview he gave back in December, but also, you know, you kind of reflect on it and realise maybe there were things going on that made him need to be out of there. And he's sipping tea calmly, proudly on this cover, and it's working for me. I don't think there's much to comment on in terms of the fit here because it is deliberately simple, but it's what it gives off. What is this saying to you? Because this says to me, sun lounger by the pool. It's saying calm, collected, you know, clear diary. It's saying Old Spice. It's got a certain majesty to it. And that is the kind of thing we should be communicating when it comes to these sort of photo shoots, expanding beyond just the fact that they are a footballer, you know. I love the gold detailing on the sleeve. I would really kill for a dresser like that. Maybe not actually. I think maybe having a gown like that at like a hotel or like a weekend getaway would just make it a little bit better, which is quite exciting. Like the ornate detailings on the band of his boxers as well. That's such a nice little touch. And the socks poking through as well. It keeps it men. It's a very man thing, I feel like. Girls, do you do this? Do you walk around with your socks, you know, if you got your underwear on, you just have socks pulled up to whatever level? I feel like it's quite a masculine thing, personally. In like a sort of cool masculine subtle way, you know. What I like about this is that it's about what's being inferred with this. This is a really simple fit. There's not much to going on there, but what does it say? That's the main thing. Verdict? I'm trying to think of the Italian way to say something, but I can't. Yeah. Next up, Mason Mount for SWM exclusive. Speaking of people who are still happy to be at Chelsea, here he is, Mr. Fashionista, my man. That's how I feel about Mason Mount. My man has been getting dressed recently. I don't know if you can see on here. I think he's just a bit too high up. I'm not going to move the camera because it's too fucking much effort. But I'll show the picture that I have on my little mood board of footballers. He has just really jumped into this fashion thing recently, and I'm so happy about it. SWM exclusive shoots tend to be quite opulent and really lifestyle focused. Very much the case here. I really like the fact it's in Portsmouth. It's his hometown. They have the Spinnaker in the background there on this photo. And a lot of the fits for it are really good. The blue suit. Really, that's just ticking all the right boxes for me. The grey suit as well is nice. I'm very yes and no. I'm very Marmite when it comes to grey suits. Sometimes I really like them. Sometimes I don't. I think this is a wool one. And with that black tie, it really goes well. The shoes, I want to like them. I really want to like the boots, but I think they're just a bit too heavy for it. I think if they were like a loafer kind of, like a low cut boot, maybe that might just bring it together. But they just drag it a little bit. The main concern I have though is the Mustang. What about Mason Mount says Ford Mustang? What about a suit says Ford Mustang? And I know that this is like, you know, some electric car company who will out retrofit your Mark 1 Mustang and turn it into an electric car for £500,000. Great. But like, Mason Mount, a Mustang is so intrinsically American. It's so classically American. And, you know, I'm sure Mason Mount probably has a few, you know, likes a lot of American culture, and fair enough. But like, there's just something about trying to pair a suit with a Mustang that just feels like, no. This should be, you know, tall blue jeans, tight white t-shirt tucked in, boots. You know, it's just not the same thing, you know. Paul Newman is a Mustang. Paul Newman's Mustang. This is not, right? So, you know, that's the one thing that I don't really like as much, but obviously I don't think that's Mason's choice by any means. What I really like is that Mason is building this image of a sort of, he has a certain edginess with a lot of things that he does, and he's really good at pulling off his other clothes. Like that suit, I think, is very different to the stuff that's in the collection, which is nice, and it's kind of adds a bit of depth to it. But it's when he's wearing those, like, you know, big blocky black sunglasses and that leather jacket, he's like, oh, this is a man who I think he's got a sense of what works for him and what he likes, and I'm very excited to see where that goes in the future. The verdict for this one is, why did you not just give him an E-Type? Or a fucking DB5. Come on. Come on, surely. Next up, we have Sai Benrahma posting on Instagram, courtesy of what appears to be his own personal photographer, just taking pictures of him walking around London. Yeah, go off, I guess. There are things I like about this, and there are things that I don't like about this. The t-shirt is really cool. The print is fucking nice. Those shorts are lovely. But I know I'm a sucker for oversized. I fucking love oversized. I'm sure Saeed over here does as well. But there's just something about the shorts that just look... Why are they going over the knees? You bring them up a little bit. I'm sure it would have just made it a little bit nicer. The cap is a really good touch because it sort of echoes the top of the lettering on that printed t-shirt, and I like the way that transitions kind of across the outfit. And then to have green on the bottom as well with the shoes also makes it look very put together. But Saeed, darling, tie your fucking laces up. You know, that's a nice pair of Jordans. You need to look after them. Don't break your ankles, please. We need you as well. We need you. I'm kind of more curious about the fact that this man does just have a personal photographer to take photos of him going around London. I mean, maybe he didn't. Maybe it was, you know, his partner or a passerby or something. It does feel to me like this was a certain amount of this that was coordinated, that was meant to be. Good for you though. You know, where were you shopping side? I'd love to know what's in the bag. You know, I'm thinking the verdict for this one is tie your fucking laces up, dude. You're a role model. You shouldn't be teaching kids to walk around without their laces undone. Next up, João Palhinha, once again from himself on Instagram. My man has got a Burberry shirt, and he wants you to know about it. All the elements for this to work are here, but they're not quite in the right form. And I'm going to tell you, there's just one thing he needed to do. Tuck the shirt in. Just tuck it in. I guarantee you the entire look will just transform. He's made the right bet going for Burberry. Because I am a slave for Burberry. I criticize capitalism and marketing and all that kind of shit all the time in my life, and I kind of hint at it in my videos, but my fucking god, if there is one brand that I had to, you know, gun to my head, choose to serve my life for, because no doubt that is what will happen in the next 20 years when Elon Musk becomes president of the world or whatever, it's going to be Burberry. Burberry is the one I will be on my knees for. That being said, I've not been a fan of these shirts that they've done for a little while now, where they have some of their prints, some of their like check prints on the sleeve insides, because it all cuts away from the shirt. It's really weird. It makes it look a bit kind of not clown-like, but almost sort of, it just takes away from the overall kind of smoothness and the figure of the shirt. Zhao over here, though, I think he's trying to do something, and he's almost there. Let's try and picture the situation. He's clearly in London. It looks like it's Oxford Street, maybe Regent Street, somewhere around there. That's where one of the big Burberry stores is, right? It appears he has just gone into the shop, bought the shirt, paid £800 for it, whatever it was this season, and he's just put it on. And it feels to me that either he doesn't want to tuck his shirt in because he just doesn't tuck shirts in, fair enough, or whatever personal stylist that Fulham have assigned him just said, yeah, just fucking, you know, just leave it like that, just leave it open. I'll get the photos now, with the bus in the background. Tuck that in, it's fantastic. But once again, you know, it's so hard to kind of come and say these things when this man look how happy he is. He's happy with his shirt. Look at that. I think the verdict for me on this one is Burberry, sign Zhao. Sign him. Get him on your fucking books. Get him in a photo shoot right now. I want to see him in a trench coat. I want him in a roll neck. I want him in a suit. I know that Daniel Lee just took over as well at Burberry. Like, fucking get him on the hooter. Have him fucking, you know, be the muse for your new collection. Like, come on. Give Fulham something, basically. On to the king of line clearances, Costas Simicas for Adidas Greece. My man is in the city. He's an urban explorer. He is serving some fucking face as well. But the real thing he's serving are these Adidas NMD V3s, and I fucking love them so much. I first saw these when Costas was wearing them, when he posted on Instagram, and then I saw them in person at Foot Locker when I was walking past it a few weeks ago, and I just look, it's exactly my kind of trainer. I just love that it's a really like plain, effortless looking trainer, but then the brightest parts of those orange bits are that, you know, they're sort of soft, they're smudged a little bit, and it just takes it off from being too flashy. You sort of do a double take with it, and I really like that. Costas is working them over here as well, with the grey socks as well. Bold, confident, and it works. The material, I'm pretty sure it's just a shiny sports material, but it almost looks like velvet and, you know, fucking juicy couture over here. That would be so cool if you just wore that, but I don't know, maybe not that sort of energy. I also think it's really difficult to make a simple tracksuit work or be exciting. When you have like, you know, an Adidas or Diadora tracksuit where they can really afford to go in on the patterning, or like a Fila tracksuit as well, that really sells it, because you've got lots of colours to choose from, lots of ways to sort of make the hemming look really exciting, lots of patterns you can put on. But when you're going for sort of one block colour, to make that work and look interesting takes a lot of effort. I'm pretty sure it's an Adidas tracksuit, but I'm not sure. I imagine that if, you know, the whole outfit would be for that if it's a sort of photo shoot. Either way, though, I really like this. I'm kind of keen to copy it, to be honest, and sort of create an outfit like that. This sort of fit, this sort of photo, it just exudes Costas' style. I just love the fact that Costas is just pretty much fucking insane in most situations, and then you put it in front of a camera and serving. Fucking face. Verdict on this one, I just want the trainers. I fucking want the trainers. And last but not least, on to the last thing I'm going to cover in this video. Ruben Diaz for Nike. They dropped this at 9 AM on a Wednesday. The gall, the arrogance, the, you know, total lack of care to just throw this onto all of us on a Wednesday. I was just on my morning break at work, and then I opened my phone, check Instagram, and like, fuck, bloody hell, like, Jesus, it was just there. But let's talk about it. right? Let's just break this down. This is exceptional. First and foremost, this is filth. This is absolute filth. But I'm going to explain why it's good filth. It's worthwhile filth. Lads, guys, men, we've all been shopping for boxers and underwear, alright? And I'm sure every single one of us has been into the underwear aisle of whatever shop, and you'll look at the packet, and they'll just have a little photo of the most shredded fucking baby old man you have ever seen with, modelling these boxers. And it is such a toxic, appalling, stupid, irrelevant way of marketing this stuff. Why can't you just have, why do you even need the picture? We can all fucking... When you pick up a packet of boxers, you can clearly see what they are. Like, everyone... No one picks one up and thinks, oh, that's a t-shirt, isn't it? Or that's a blazer. No. They pick it up and they think, that's a boxer, because what I've done is, I've come into the shop to go and pick up a pair of fucking boxers, okay? I don't need to be told by the most shredded man in the entire world that I am buying a pair of boxers. But lo and behold, shops just do it. They do it so casually and carefree. And it's even worse online as well. Like, if you go and shop online for boxers that, they show even bigger pictures of the men modelling them. And they're even more shredded and ridiculous. And, we all know, 98% of men do not look like those photos. And dealing with that, every time you want to go and buy one of the most intimate pairs of clothing that you buy, is ridiculous. It's so fucking toxic. And the reason it's so bad is because of what it's trying to imply. It's as if you put these on and your body fat just goes to zero, like that, gone. All the water in your body, gone. And you just have, the most fucking shredded, starched out body you've ever seen. And I hate it because it's unjustified. You know that there's no reason for this. There's absolutely nothing to do with it. There's no reason for it whatsoever. It's just there to make you feel bad about yourself, basically. What does this all have to do with Ruben Diaz wearing boxers for Nike? I put it to you. Here is a man who is shredded for a reason. He's a fucking professional athlete. He plays for one of the best clubs in the world. He plays for one of the best national teams in the world. He's going to be fit, right? And I mean athletically fit. I also happen to think he's really fucking gorgeous as well, but that's separate to this point. When I see Ruben Diaz wearing these Nikes, showing every fucking inch of his body, I'm like, that makes sense. That I'll accept, because I know why he has that body. And I know that if I were to buy that particular pair of Nikes and put them on, I'm not immediately going to look like him. And why it works is because that's not the point. What they're selling you here is Ruben Diaz playing in his Nikes. He plays for Manchester City and for Portugal in his Nikes. He is not any more shredded or any more fit because he wears a pair of Nikes. He's just doing it in Nikes. I really like that. I like with this pose that he's going for here. He's quite calm and collected. He's quite chill about it. He doesn't feel arrogant. This is a guy who does tend to take his top off whenever he gets the chance. He posts a lot of stuff like that, and that's great that he's so confident in his body. I love that for him. That's fantastic. But it's the fact that they've managed to do something where you can see every single inch of his, of his six-pack and his fucking enormous pecs and everything, but it doesn't feel like I'm being told I'm fat or something, or that I am not fit enough. It feels almost complimentary, almost welcoming, that here is the man who has to go on the most absurd diets at all times and do fucking, body fat index checks every week to continue playing at the level that he does. And here he is in a pair of Nikes, showing off all of this, work that he's done for you. It's just, it's weird how on the face of it might seem so similar to that really kind of crappy tier of, what do they call, gym talk, fitness Instagram, that kind of stuff. It's almost so similar, and yet actually it's on a completely different wavelength, because he's not trying to imbue anything on you with this. This photo shoot is not there to make you feel bad about yourselves or to use your platform as an excuse to fat shame on women because you happen to lift weights at a gym and have nothing else going for you in your entire life. It's just Ruben Diaz there, and you can take it or leave it. Look at the background. Nothing else going on, just fucking blue to white fade. They put him in some grass at one point for one of those other photos. Once again, it's not about, doesn't make a difference. I fucking love it. I think it's great. It makes me feel very happy. And, you know, just aside from all of that, he's just serving so much like, not voted for this one, horny jail. For him and for us. Everyone looking at that, horny fucking jail. Might just become the rule at this point of anyone who just takes pictures of themselves in their boxes. Horny jail. That's going to do it for this episode of Football Fashion Police. Thank you so much for watching. Tell me what you thought of the fits, and if you see any footballers wearing clothes that you think need to be assessed, discussed, commented on, you fucking drop it in the comments or send me a link on Twitter, Instagram, wherever you might find me in person. Send me a letter. I'll put my address in the... No, I won't actually. We'll check back in with the world of football fashion in a few months' time, but in the meantime, take care wherever you are, have a great day, and I'll catch you in the next one.